the class. Let's give the class of 2024 a nice round of applause. You may take your seats. Good afternoon. My name is Mitzi Diaquella, and I'm the Program Director of the Keck School of Medicine of USC Division of Physician Assistant Studies. And on behalf of the faculty and staff, we want to welcome you to the White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2024. We are so pleased that so many family members, spouses, partners, and friends have joined us to honor our students. Today is definitely one of my favorite points in the program. This celebration allows us to share in the excitement of this class's accomplishments thus far, while allowing us to enjoy their future success. It's the official bridging from the didactic year to the clinical year. In my role, I have had the distinct privilege of working alongside an amazing group of people who have dedicated themselves to these students. This starts with our admissions team, who processed each of your applications, receiving the hard work that these students put in to get into our program. It includes all our faculty and staff that give beyond so much each day that is expected on a day-to-day basis. So please join me in acknowledging our program team that supports these students each day. Let's give them a round of applause. "16 months ago, this class began their journey in orientation with the goal of becoming a physician assistant. And they have endured significant sacrifice to get to this point in their education. They had an unconventional start of virtual and hybrid learning, but they have adapted to conquer in the classroom, and they are ready for more hands-on patient experience. They have cared for patients, but have many more patients to be seen before they graduate. New family members were added to our Trojan family, with 1 new mother, 5 engagements, and 2 weddings so far. This class has led in many ways, including the continued development of our Trojan Trainer Street Medicine program, leading an interdisciplinary symposium, a community health fair, and helping support our Pathways program. Their hard work and leadership have been recognized on a state and national level, and we have had several scholarship recipients. And in this class, we have 15 National Health Service Corps Scholar recipients. We have continued the tradition of having a USC PA student hold a seat on the American Academy of Physician Assistants Student Board of Directors as a Western Regional Director. We have one, oh, yes, very good. Lots to be proud of. We have 1 student recognized for their research at the California Academy of Physician Assistants Conference, and we have 1 student that was awarded the Physician Assistant Education Association Future Educator Fellowship. This class, the class of 2024, is well on their way of making a tremendous impact on the world. And now they are about to embark on the next phase of their education. The white coat is a powerful symbol and one that should not be taken lightly. There are patients who will give you their complete trust due to the fact that you happen to be wearing a white coat. And what you choose to do with that trust will be one of the most important components of your career. This decision must come each and every day as you get out of bed and head to the hospital or outpatient clinic. We trust that you will all take this responsibility very seriously as you move into this next phase of training. At this time, I would like to introduce our keynote speakers, Ms. Kara Carruthers, President of the Physician Assistant Education Association. Ms. Carruthers is an associate professor and associate program director at Meharry Medical College in the Physician Assistants program within the School of Graduate Studies and Research. She joined the faculty in the summer of 2021, having held previous teaching positions at Southern Illinois University School of Medicine, the University of Alabama at Birmingham PA program, and the University of Tennessee Health Science Career Center PA program. In her clinical role as a PA, she has worked in emergency medicine, urgent care, and most recently in primary care. In addition to the paid clinical work, she has served as a clinician and student preceptor at a free primary care clinic and in other community health initiatives. Her dedication to promoting medical science careers to students underrepresented in medicine, from those in rural communities as well as those that are educationally and economically disadvantaged backgrounds, is demonstrated in her local, state, and national service. She has participated in over 15 Project Access events at national conferences, given a variety of presentations, and has served in leadership role positions in various organizations, which now includes the Physician Assistant Education Association as president. Please welcome Ms. Carruthers to the podium to deliver her remarks.
Well, good afternoon. How are we today? Hey, I like the energy. I like it. So today is Sunday, and I was raised a little churchy, but I promise not to keep you very long. So if I talk a little too long, somebody just, put your finger up, walk to the bathroom, and be like, "Oh, girl, you're talking too long." But I definitely want to thank the faculty and the program director and the staff of USC for this invitation to share a few words during this exciting celebration of the USC PA class of 2024. And before I get into, if you will, the meat and potatoes of what I would like to share with you, just want to share with family a little bit of the history of the white coats that are used in medicine. So historically, as we, and including myself, because I teach anatomy, would work on cadavers, because that is just so fun learning anatomy, the smell of knowledge in the cadaver lab, they often use black coats, again, to think about the solemnness and the reverence of dissecting the body. As well as black coats were used when physicians saw patients, because that too, those medical encounters were seen as a solemn event. However, in 1889, by the artist Joseph Eakins, who created a historical painting of the Agnew Clinic at the University of Pennsylvania, he showed surgeon Dr. Agnew wearing a white coat while performing surgery. And this created a shift from the reverence and solemnness of the black coat to that of the white coat. This also was seen as a way to embrace cleanliness and sanitary conditions that you kind of need in medicine, particularly when you're dissecting dead bodies and shifting the patients, right? As well as it created a shift of what was historically thought of with surgeons and physicians of being somewhat of, used car salesmen and snake oil salesmen. So by 1892, Sir William Osler, who was a pathologist and military bacteriologist, published a textbook highlighting, quote, the value of cleanliness and antisepsis, end quote, as one of the foundations of medical science. By 1915, white coats were standard for surgeons and progressed to be standard for doctors, nurses, medical fellows, medical residents, and medical students by the end of World War II. But current white coat ceremonies really began in the late 1980s. And while in my head, that was like yesterday for y'all, some of y'all weren't born yet, so you make me feel a little old. But nonetheless, there's an LA Times article that attributed the first white coat ceremony at the University of Chicago in 1989 after a med school professor complained about the shorts, t-shirts, and ball caps that medical students were wearing. And so the dean decided to develop a white coat ceremony to honor and think about the professionalism that medical students should have. That followed up in 1993 at Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. They had a full-fledged white coat ceremony for their first-year medical students. One of the physicians who developed this ceremony, Dr. Arnold Gold, wanted students to remember the humanistic focus to medicine and had them cite the Hippocratic Oath at the beginning of their training rather than at graduation so that they could think on during their training the type of doctor they wanted to be. So white coat ceremonies have evolved and include many health professions, including our dear profession. The timing of the ceremony varies, as some occur at the beginning of the didactic training after the first semester, prior to graduation, or as we are here today, at the transition from classroom training, or what we call the didactic phase of PA education, into the clinical training. While the timing of such events and ceremonies varies, the significance to honor both the art and science of medicine and the humanity of patients and ourselves must not be lost. As you are cloaked with your white coat today, be mindful of the responsibility that you bear. Too often, the white coat is viewed and welded as a symbol of power and prestige to the detriment of our communities. However, I desire that you see this transition point in your training as a way for you to further bond with the communities that you are charged with serving. See this as a symbol of using your learned medical knowledge and your developing medical expertise to partner with the expertise of the individual patients to co-develop a plan, not tell them what to do, co-develop a plan that allows them to experience health in a way that is optimal for them, not for you. You see, this responsibility is more than knowing the buzzwords to recognize impetigo. Honey-crusted lesion, somebody, right? Knowing which diuretic to use for a congestive heart failure patient who also has some chronic kidney disease. Bumex versus Lasix, somebody? Oh, okay, all right, right? Or knowing the difference between suture scissors and hemostat forceps. Rather, this responsibility is about being mindful of the over 90 languages spoken by students within the LA Unified School District, and knowing the language resources available to talk to parents and family members of the pediatric patients you're going to treat. This responsibility is about respecting various faith beliefs and practices within the exam room, as 53.4% of Los Angeles consider themselves religious, and there are over 4,200 religions that are practiced worldwide. This responsibility is about seeing and respecting various ethnicities, racial identities, gender identities, and sexual orientations, offering culturally appropriate resources and treatment plans that honor their lived experiences. This responsibility is about explaining how to take a prescribed medication or a treatment plan instruction rather than just printing off discharge paperwork and instructions, knowing that 21% of US adults in 2020 have low ability to read or write. 54% of US adults read below a sixth grade level. That is the responsibility that you take on as you don that white coat. This responsibility includes recognizing and offering assistance to the estimated 15% of those with substance use disorder within LA County to avoid the 52.4% increase of overdose deaths that happened between 2019 and 2020. This responsibility includes seeing the full humanity of 20 to 25% of the US population who have a disability, of which I'm included. Yesterday was International Day of Persons with Disabilities as designated by the United Nations in 1992. So that means that there are approximately 67 million Americans in this country that have a disability. Interestingly, the theme for this year's celebration is, quote, transformative solutions for inclusive development. The role of innovation in fueling an accessible and equitable world, end quote. According to 2018 census data, approximately 10% of LA County live with a disability. You will encounter those patients as you go out on your clinical rotations. So you see, this white coat, this journey that you entered into a career in medicine is more than wanting to help people. And I know some of y'all put that on your personal statement on that CASPA application, right? So in spring of 2020, as the world had shut down and you were getting your documents together for CASPA, entering the copious number of courses that you've taken along the years, trying to make sure you put the right grade, because you didn't want that science GPA to be miscalculated, right? You bugged your professors, again, through the pandemic and virtual courses, I'm sure you were still taking, to write you a fantastic letter of recommendation. As you logged those clinical hours, the volunteer hours, you explained maybe for some of us, the obtuse research projects, and we had no idea what y'all was talking about. On CASPA, as you put all that in, I know that you were thinking about wanting to help people. So your impetus to pursue this profession is your care and that desire to help. And that is so powerful. But I want you to elevate that just a bit. I want you to think of PA as more than physician assistant or physician associate, and I want you to think of PA standing for patient advocate, patient affirming, patient ally. Lean into the reality that the practice of medicine is a political, not partisan, act that requires us to advocate for our patients and the communities, again, that we are charged to serve. To advocate for pediatric patients with asthma, with higher rates specifically in those of Black and brown communities, due to laws and policies that allow for lax regulation of soil, air, water, and noise pollution, for zoning. Those neighborhoods and communities that don't have grocery stores zoned for them. So it means you have to do more than tell our patients with high blood pressure and diabetes that they have to eat better. If they don't have an opportunity and access to fresh fruits and vegetables and lean meats that are affordable to them, we have to do more, and it is our responsibility to provide them with resources. While you're on your clinical rotations, I want you to align with social workers, nurses, fellow PAs, physical therapists, occupational therapists, nutritionists, as well as physicians, to learn of the variety of community resources that are available, because not only will it help you as you treat patients in that specific clinic, but you then have that knowledge to share throughout your clinical training as you travel from clinic to clinic, as you share that with your fellow classmates. See, we often want to think of these bolder events, right? We want to do something big to make a splash to change the world. However, if we all use our collective pebbles and throw it in the pond to create a wave, The wave in the pond will then go and become a wave in the stream. The wave in the stream will impact our lakes. The waves in the lakes will impact our rivers. And the rivers and those waves will impact the ocean, which in turn creates the change that we need in medicine. Although this responsibility is great, and I shared a whole lot of statistics because, child, I like numbers, right? Like to share that because I want you to know what's going on. I am encouraged by you. I understand that Generation Z and the younger millennials, ooh, y'all get a bad rap. And I'm Gen Z, and I know there might be some baby boomers in the room. We get on y'all a lot. But I am encouraged by your passion. I am encouraged by your bravery. I am encouraged by how you hold us in PA education. And as practicing PAs, you hold us accountable. Because in fact, it was students that shifted and caused change in the practice of medicine and how we take away racial metrics for lab tests such as the GFR, such as spirometry. You all, as students, your power, evoke that change that will have lasting effects across our communities in this country. So according to Google, about 7% of USC PA applicants are accepted. So how awesome it is for the 59 of you as you transition from didactic to clinical that you are in that number. I am also encouraged by you because I got a chance to meet 3 of the 4 PA students here at USC who were selected to attend the NCCPA Represent Summit in Atlanta in September, which focused on increasing racial diversity, equity, and inclusion within our profession. You all participated in Project Access events. You served the unhoused population within LA County through street medicine. And USC, as was shared before, there's 15 National Health Service Corps scholars in your class. So, I know without a doubt y'all ready to get out there and do some work. So again, I'm excited for you because I know that you are gonna push us for the change that's needed. You have embodied the mission to serve those who have been systemically marginalized due to racism, sexism, classism, and ableism. Keep that going. Don't let anyone shift you from the care and concern that propels you into this great profession. The hours will be long. Folks gonna get on your nerves. There will be some mundane and tedious times. Learn how to lean with your arm close to your body when you're holding and retracted in surgery. Because, I may or may not have rested my arm on the nose of a patient one time. So don't do that. Don't do that. Keep your arm close to your body as you retract it. But your advocacy will affect the change that we need in medicine. So again, I said I wouldn't be before you long in my churchy voice. So to end, the great author James Baldwin stated, quote, "I can't believe what you say because I see what you do," end quote. As you start and complete your clinical training, remember to do good and honor the humanity of all you encounter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carruthers. Well, the moment has come. We are all here at last. All the strong efforts that you have put forth to date have paid off, and you are now about to enter the clinical phase. At this time, we're going to ask the students to begin to line up to be coded. With the first row, please stand and move to the stage. Dr. Syed Biol Ma, Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, and Mr. Daryl Mayo, Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, will be coding the students. Ms. Janice Trammell, Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, will present the students with their coats. And I invite Ms. Lily Hudson, a Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, to the podium to read the names.
Chidera Akubilo. Gabriel Alarcon. Mural Babikian. Victoria Banuelas. Juan Barrientos. Florencia Bondi. Ariana Cruz. Danielle Diocampo. Claire Farmer. Elizabeth Flores. Elizabeth Fulp. Yesenia Gonzalez Zavala. Akosia Jimfy. Brooke Hanners. Tina Harris. Reagan Harrison. Caroline Henry. Anastasia Hernandez. Gladys Hernandez. Emma Hertel. Jamie Shin. Tiffany Wong. Anthony Imperial. Mary Jung. Jasmine Kadosh. Heba Kaleem. Steve King. Gore Kachatourian. Jenny Kim. Diana Lee. Harry Lee. Elizabeth Lee. Hillary Liu. Brittany Struve. Priyanka Nandhani. Catalin O. Homaira Omar. Bijal Patel. Nidhi Patel Joshi. Scott Pizzini. Jacqueline Fan. Emma Phillips. Indira Plazimond. Erica Quinteros. Veronica Regoza. Kai Roach. Eric Roman. Yasi Sanandaj. Lindsay Slaney Young. Reginald Southall III. Elaine Sun. Madison Talone. Danica T. Chrysanta Tamaning. Denise Torres. Viviana Velasquez. Elliot Yamin. Marites Yao. Madeline Yoakum.
Let's give the class of 2024 another round of applause. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Maria Maldonado, Clinical Assistant Professor of Family Medicine, to the podium to administer the Physician Assistant Oath.
Okay, we're there. Please stand. We would like to invite the students and any PAs in the audience or on stage to stand. Please open your program to page 5 and read the oath along with me. Okay, here we go. I pledge to perform the following duties with honesty and dedication. I will hold as my primary responsibility the health, safety, welfare, and dignity of all human beings. I will uphold the tenets of patient autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. I will recognize and promote the value of diversity. I will treat equally all persons who seek my care. I will hold in confidence the information shared in the course of practicing medicine. I will assess my personal capabilities and limitations, striving always to improve my medical practice. I will actively seek to expand my knowledge and skills, keeping abreast of advances in medicine. I will work with other members of the healthcare team to provide compassionate and effective care of patients. I will use my knowledge and experience to contribute to an improved community. I will respect my professional relationship with the physician. I will share and expand knowledge within the profession. These duties are pledged with sincerity and upon my honor. You may be seated.
Thank you. Leadership is an incredibly important component of the class experience. A lack of leadership creates chaos and confusion, but a strong leader can bring calm to the craziness of our educational process. Last year, the class of 2024 elected a very capable leader who has been asked by her class to represent them at this ceremony. I would like to invite Ms. Florencia Bondi to the podium to deliver her remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone, and again, welcome to the White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2024. We are so incredibly thankful to have the support and love from each and every one of you with us in attendance today, both in person and virtually. The past 15 months have been an adventure to say the least. They say PA school is like a time warp that feels like drinking from a fire hose of information. And boy, were they right about that. The past 3 semesters, we have been challenged physically, mentally, and academically as we learned not only the medicine, but important lessons in values, ethics, humility, and compassion. As we prepare to take the next step in our educational journey, I wanted to take a moment to reflect back on the past year and a half and share with you all some of the unforgettable moments, both in and out of the classroom and Zoom, that we will take with us to clinical rotations. One of the really special things about our cohort is that from the very first day, it was evident that there was a communal desire to support each other and see each other succeed. This, of course, included sharing study resources, helping each other create wonky stories to remember bits and pieces of information, and truly supporting each other in any way whenever there was a need. Such as when our very own Brooke Hanners needed to make stovetop coffee in a pinch during a Zoom lecture day. And our Slack channel quickly became a how-to tutorial, including photos and videos mid-lecture. Sorry, professors, I promised we were paying attention mostly still, but coffee's essential and we needed to help our girl out. This is just one example of so many countless memories and laughs that our class has shared along the way. We will never forget Juan's faux military tribute, Dr. V calling us chatters instead of Zoomers, Caroline and Heba always being the only ones holding down the fort with their cameras on during long Zoom lecture days. Yeah, that deserves snaps. The antifreeze saga of the renal module that gave Dr. Ma and Miss Ingalls heart palpitations, and our Friday afternoon Zoom chats, which were truly unpredictable but always memorable. The support systems that we have built here are one of the most treasured aspects of PA school, and I urge us all to remember that as we get ready to head out to clinical rotations. Though we might not be together in a classroom setting every day moving forward, the foundational support we have built over the past 15 months will always be present. I'd now like to take a moment to say, on behalf of my class, to all the friends and family that are present with us today, thank you. Words cannot express how much of an integral role each and every one of you placed in us being able to make it to this day. You have supported us through the stress, through the countless exams, through the, sorry, I have to study, which I'm sure you heard at least once or twice this past year. You were our cheerleaders, our shoulders to lean on, and sometimes even our fake patients when we needed to learn to practice clinical skills. Needless to say, today wouldn't be possible without all of you, so again, thank you. In just a few weeks, we will find ourselves as part of the healthcare teams that serve our communities. And although that is a daunting thought, it is also an exciting one and a step that we are ready for. We will find ourselves in unfamiliar environments and be faced with new opportunities for growth, new challenges, and new experiences that will shape us. We will make mistakes, we will learn from them, we will listen to our patients, preceptors, and colleagues, and at the end of these next 18 months, we will be better providers for it. It goes without saying how much this white coat we received today represents for all of us. We have all worked incredibly hard for the privilege to take care of our future patients, to respond to the call to those who are struggling, and offer our understanding, attention, and skills in hopes of making a difference in a time when they are most vulnerable. As we close the chapter on the didactic portion of our medical education, I hope we all take a moment to look back at everything that has shaped us along the way and use that as motivation in this next phase as clinical students. May we always remember our mission of dedication to service, leadership, academic excellence, and valuing the diverse and unique qualities that make each of us and our future patients special. A final thank you to our professors and faculty who have been there each step of the way, challenging us to grow and preparing us to enter the clinical field with compassion, humility, a desire to serve, and a sharp mind. We appreciate you all immensely. Finally, in the words of our very own Miss Ramos, let's just go to clinic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Flo, for those inspiring words. At this time, the class of 2024 would like to share a video with all of us that just provides a glimpse into their experiences.
fix her hair. In fact, tell her you love all of her. Oh, no, I can't say that.
I miss you guys. Hey, class of 2024, congratulations. I see you all down there. You look fantastic. Great work. I also see the faculty and staff and guests over to the side watching the video. That's awesome. They look fantastic. And congratulations on your white coat ceremony. This is my favorite event at USC, and I am so sorry I couldn't be there in person, but at least you get me live. That's not bad. Congratulations. Really, really proud of you, and I know you're going to be great PAs. Next month starts a whole new chapter for you, and I know this team has really prepared you well to be outstanding clinicians and PAs. So trust that, and enjoy the process. And when you get out on rotations, volunteer for every opportunity to learn. This is your one chance, your one opportunity, so get it right. And most importantly, just have fun. It is a wonderful opportunity to be able to take care of people and help them feel better about their healthcare challenges. So enjoy today, have a great time, and just know I miss you all very much, and I think of you often, and I look forward to seeing you get through the next 18 months. Fight on.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Janai Robinson, Chair of the Department of Family Medicine, to the podium to give her closing remarks.
Good afternoon. It's wonderful to see you all. Congratulations on this day. And I want to tell you, as the chair of the Department of Family Medicine and Associate Dean for Primary Care, we are the proud home of the USC Primary Care Physician Assistant Program. Family medicine. Family medicine is the specialty of primary care, and we are the one specialty that is distinguished by its breadth. We believe in caring for every member of the family, from infants to older adults, in the context of their family and community. And your education has been based in those principles. You have a broad foundation upon which to draw, and we know that you are well prepared, and we expect great things. I want to say, though, to be able to do all of that, we need teams in primary care. We need excellent teams that are comprised of diverse and committed individuals who all bring complementary strengths while committing to relationship building and to continuing to grow and develop. And USC-trained physician assistants are critically important parts of that healthcare team, and we're so excited that you're getting to go to the clinical phase. You are well prepared, as I said, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge our fantastic faculty and staff who have helped you get to this point. So please join me in one more congratulations and thank you to our amazing team. So as you begin on your clinical phase, I want to leave you with a few pieces of advice. I have had the good fortune throughout my 25-year-plus career to welcome many students onto family medicine rotations, and I would love to share with you a couple of things that I think will help you along the way. And I think about a student that I worked with several years ago whose name was Paulina, and when she arrived for her rotation, I could tell how excited she was because she came about a half an hour early and was there ready to go, had everything all ready. And you could feel some of the nervousness, but also the excitement. And I reassured her and said, don't worry, the fact that you're excited, we're excited to have you here too. And the nervousness tells me that you care and that you're committed and you want to do a good job. And so that's very normal to be nervous, and it tells me you're already off to a good start appropriately, caring about what you're going to do here today. She followed me around for a few patients to get the swing of things, and then she was ready to go in and see a patient on her own. And so we introduced her to Mrs. Jones, who is an older patient of mine. She's 70 with a history of diabetes and hypertension. And I had Paulina go ahead and see Mrs. Jones, and I went on to see another patient. About 15 minutes later, I came to check and see how Paulina was doing. And I knew she was off to a good start because Mrs. Jones immediately scolded me and told me that I had interrupted Paulina and I needed to let them be because they were in the middle of doing important work, and that I should go see another patient and come back. So I took Mrs. Jones' advice, and I did just that. And I came back afterward, and Mrs. Jones shared with me how delighted she was to meet Paulina, how excited she was, and she was hoping that we were going to hire her and that she could continue seeing her in the future. So I want you to know how much value you bring to the healthcare team as learners. Your excitement, your enthusiasm, the knowledge, the atmosphere, and the culture of learning that you bring. Remember how I said that great teams are comprised of diverse and committed individuals who embrace building relationships and a culture of growing and learning. You bring that to the team. And that's a tremendous value that all of you are going to bring to the practices that you're joining on your rotations. It's also important, along with that value that you bring, to bring flexibility, to bring curiosity. Sometimes things will not go as they should, and sometimes you'll learn even more when they don't. I can remember on Paulina's second week, she told me when I asked her, what's your goal for today? She said, I want to be more efficient. I want to get through my encounter quicker. I want to be more organized. I said, that's great. Efficiency is a great goal. But the first patient she saw that day, that patient's father had just passed away, and the patient was in tears. And despite the fact that Paulina was trying to get her asthma medications, how she was using them, how often were her symptoms, and what were her triggers, all the patient could do was cry. And when Paulina came out, she was very crushed and feeling like she had not met her goal. But in fact, she had listened and was able to pivot and switch and be there for that patient in that moment of need and to build that relationship. And so being flexible, having some grace, that's going to serve you well. On the last week of the rotation, I was really impressed with how Paulina was doing. As a matter of fact, she was handling 3 or 4 patients in a half day. She had a patient who came in with dizziness, which can be a very complicated trying to figure out what that's about. She did a nice history, a diagnosis. We were a little rushed. It was the end of the day, so we talked about a couple things it might be, ordered some studies, made a plan. And then to my surprise and delight, Paulina came back 2 days later and said, listen, I've got an article that I read. I want to share it with you. Would it be okay if I took a few minutes to call that patient and check in and see how they are doing? She was really at a point where she was taking ownership of her education and really bringing and contributing to the team, and you could just see how comfortable she was. So I want to advise you as you move into this phase of your clinical training to remember that you absolutely bring value, but stay flexible, stay open, and also take ownership of your education. Read on your patients, ask what you can do to help serve your patients, to follow up on them, to find out what happened after you saw them. This is going to bring much value to the healthcare team and to your own education. So again, I want to wish you all the best in your clinical phase. And as was said earlier, have fun, remember to say thank you, and heal on. Congratulations to the class of 2024.
Class of 2024 students, we are all very excited to see you move on to the next phase of this journey. We have confidence in your preparedness and look forward to sharing this phase with you this coming year. I'm going to ask the class of 2024 to please stand and be recognized. Congratulations. This concludes the class of 2024's White Coat ceremony. We would like to ask the audience to please remain seated while the students in the platform party process out to the front of the Bovard Auditorium. Thank you for your attendance and fight on.